Now, you've been following the China-Africa relations closely. What's in this forum for Africa?
Well, African countries are going to diversify their access to weaponry, especially in a climate when their credits to secure Russian weaponry have dried up because of the sanctions that have been imposed on the Russian Federation. So that is one tangible. What one can say that is one tangible benefit that African countries will get. The other things that African countries are looking for are increased slots for military training. China has become a very important destination for African militaries at different levels. In fact, China is training more African officers. Before COVID, China was training more African officers than any other industrialized country. So, there's a message now that China is sending that kind of training is going to resume. So there are tangible benefits. Regimes are also looking for support, looking for security support. There are quite a number of countries that are going into elections, and we all know that during elections, we've seen all sorts of equipment that has been purchased from the People's Republic of China. So there are tangible benefits, I guess one might say, that African countries would gain from this forum.
Paul, one may want to ask, why does China seem so interested in forging security and kind of common security strategies with the African continent?
Well, China needs African countries, right? These are 54 votes in UN institutions and the rest of and other global institutions. China needs Africa's support in popularizing and legitimizing its global security initiative. This is the new international security concept that the People's Republic of China has come up with, which is top of the agenda of this particular meeting. Secondly, China has been competing quite aggressively, not only against Western countries, but also Russia, as I mentioned before, in marketing its equipment, marketing military equipment and military hardware to African countries. It's not uncommon in these sorts of meetings for African delegates to be taken to different military facilities in the People's Republic of China. Thirdly, professional military education is an important vector for influence building. And we saw earlier this year during the visit of the foreign minister to African countries that military-to-military cooperation and military professionalism was going to be top of the agenda as far as China-Africa relations, security relations were concerned. So Africa is an important region for China. China is trying to establish new rules of the game. And, those countries, just their numbers, their representational strength in international institutions is very, very important. Not to mention the fact that African countries are the biggest contributors to peacekeeping operations, and China has been trying to establish itself as an important peacekeeping contributor. So, there are lots of benefits, one might say, both on the Chinese side and also on the African side.